And we are live. Still just doing a few last minute changes. Once again, this is another case where I'm not sure if I have... Okay, good. Looks like I just need to set the properties, but as I was saying, this is another case where I'm not sure... Or if... Long story if I have to use backup capture or game capture, but fortunately this was a case where I could use game capture. So, I was originally going to do an Ice Poseidon reaction today, but I decided against that for two reasons. The first reason is, well, long story short, since Kick has not banned him and obviously he's still with us. Thus, I don't think we'll be... seeing him anytime soon, but I mean, I don't think he'll be going away anytime soon. So I figured I might as well, make this a part 2 to last Wednesday's React stream. Mainly because, long story short, there was actually 2 videos I planned on reacting to, but because, well, the Ico Air drama took up far more time than I thought it would. And I've been trying to go to bed earlier, although that has been giving very much mixed results. Just trying to decide on what kind of map I want to use. Lucky Hills seems like a decent one. Anyways, what should I name my city? But as I was saying... since I'm not exactly... Since I am trying to get to bed earlier because, well, as you may have seen on the schedule, I'm going to start a new job, so... and it requires me to start at, like, 7, so I'd have to get up at, like, 6, maybe even 5:30 if I want to avoid traffic. It all depends on the drive, I guess, like... but long story short, I'm on the fence in regards to what I'll do for future streams. Either I'll cut them shorter, but it'll still be at the same time, or I'll try and stream for roughly the same amount. Although I rarely hit 3 hours anyways, so it wouldn't be that change. I guess, as long story short, if I do end up changing, it'll likely be the start time as opposed to when I end things. But there's still one question I have, namely, what do I call this city? There. It did mention that there were some mods that were out of date. Hopefully that this is not activating them automatically. Because if I have to go, because it's going to get annoying. It's been quite a while since I played this, but I have a general enough understanding. I'll get my first road and zones down, then I'll start the video. If you can't tell, this is by Hopeless Peaches. The full video is titled Striker Dawson TV, VTube Predator Who Called a Mother. And if my understanding is correct, it doesn't mean, like, called someone a mother effer. He literally called someone's mother. Which, unless he, like, knew them in person, I don't think I need to explain why that's a bad idea. Something you should not do. Like, I've considered, like, trying to get into contact with iShowSpeed's mom. Over his false copyright antics, but I decided... But I decided that would be a bad idea. I mean, like, if I actually meet her in real life, I'll try and talk it out, but I'm not going to go out of my way otherwise, and the odds are of me actually meeting her are very slim, so aside from bringing that up, just to state what I thought about doing, but if you're curious what that grunt was, my city had a collab with East Aquarium, had a collab with Nintendo for Animal Crossing. And you get these, like, cards if you, like, purchase a plush, which contain a random villager. I was hoping for either Anka or Raymond. Don't judge me. Raymond just because as it is kind of bragging rights, and Anka because I actually do have kind of a thing for ancient mythology. Needless to say, it would have made any streams where I attempted to get her very awkward, in light of that video. Which one was it I had? Foggy Hills, I believe it. But anyways, in case you're curious, the villager I got was Bangle. It's these amiibo cards, not actual amiibos. Like, that would have been insanely ridiculous. I don't know if maybe if it was like 2005 when, like, the US had a really strong, like, before, or the 2008 financial crisis, I could maybe have seen Nintendo giving that out, even though the tech didn't exist. Although then again, I guess these cards are easier to transport since you don't have to worry about them accidentally breaking. I'll build my first road, then I'll actually get started. Yeah, if you don't know, Chirper is basically inspired by Twitter, although ironically enough, I actually appreciate it more now that since, well, we don't have... Well, Elon Musk happened. Yeah, so let's see here. There we go. In case you're curious why I was so pedantic about that, long story short, I don't want to have... Or... This is why. In city skylines... areas are zoned off, like so, meaning that if... And they have to, like, align perfectly on a grid, like... It meaning that if you have it at an odd angle, you basically miss out on space. Okay, now that I've got a city actually going, let's actually get the video started.
the channel. So I came across a post on Twitter by the Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So I came across a post on Twitter by the user Bunny Queen who was sharing an issue with the VTuber Fillion and Fillion's moderation team. This thread details how Bunny...
Yeah, this is... I should probably disclose that Fillion is one of my favorite VTubers. There's not the favorite. That distinction is snuffy. But still, if I don't think she was doing this maliciously. I'm gonna invoke Hanlon's razor, which basically states ignorance is a far more likely cause of something than malice. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just because she was conflict averse. But yeah,
come to Fillion and her moderators about a called Striker, who had been platformed by Fillion on their VTuber talent show, as well as an active member of her Discord server. After Bunny expressed...
Okay, I'll state this again. I don't think Fillion was intentionally doing this. Is once again Hanlon's razor.
Expressed this to the moderators, they were banned and had the abuse they suffered get labelled as drama. Yeah, it's one of these situations again. Before we get into today's video, I do want to segue for a moment. It's not something I normally do, so please forgive me. I want to give a quick moment to mention I do have a Twitter account at ThatRebelRosie, as well as my art account at HopelessPeachesYT, which you should check out. It's a great place for people to be able to DM me and know where I am, and I have commissions open, all that jazz. Either way, want to talk to me, it's there. Anyway, on with the video. Austin Michael Baker is a 24-year-old VTuber and author of a global comics webcomic called Goons x Goblins under the alias Striker Dawson TV. His main YouTube account, Striker and the Goons, is a modest following of 2,000 subscribers, and his side channel, Dawson and Goons Plus, is his other account for any content, quote, not allowed on his main platform. In 2020, it was found out that Austin had been inappropriate with several minors all around the ages of 13 to 15 years old, where Austin would do erotic roleplay, or ERP, with these kids. Austin would also have his server that he admits himself wasn't age-gated, where be shared by kids.
The original thing was she joined a community of artists, which we don't have an age gap because it'd be stupid to put, like you must be this age to draw. It's like, no.
For the record, I do not have a Discord at the moment. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to, creating one if someone asked. If, enough people asked. Like, let's say that, hypothetically speaking, I was to gain, 1,000 subs overnight, and all of a sudden, when I started my next series, Faith the Unholy Trinity, in case you're curious, someone in chat asked if I could create a Discord. I'd be like, sure, let me think of some ideas I can incorporate. But I'd probably either restrict or age gate it or ban NSFW content altogether. Or like, I have no problem with people who enjoy NSFW. Content. Hell, and I'm not a Puritan or anything, and I'm definitely not one of those antis. But I do believe you should like keep it out of reach of kids, since, well, they're not supposed to see it. Like, it's one thing if you're like trying to. Like, I don't think there's anyone who would unironically say you should expose kids as a way to, like, inform them, teach them about sex. Like, that would be absolutely ludicrous. And more like something I'd expect from, like, a bad SNL skit or something. Hey, didn't know that was a feature. Yeah. Anyways.
Creativity comes in all shapes and forms, and everybody should be able to sit there and draw.
I have to really stress the amount of kids Austin spoke to here, as I've witnessed younger predators in the age range of 18 to 21 being given a weird level of slack in this community. Like, this wasn't a one-time thing. As you'll see in this video, he's been very openly vile and prepared to hide these actions at any cost. Him being between the ages of 18 to his early 20s does not excuse any of this. So, to go through a few examples of Austin being a creep, Austin and a person called Bunny had messages between one another. Bunny called Austin.
You know, I may have mentioned this before, but my policy is if I do not know you in person, I would actually have to meet you physically before I'd even think of dating you. Like, aside from the fact that, long story short, it means that I don't have to worry about, like, accidentally soliciting a minor or anything, it also eliminates the chance that I'll get, you know, catfished. It's like, I'm not opposed to having friendships over the internet. At hell, some of the people I talk to the most are people I've met online. One of them might end up showing up in this chat. But you're not going to see me, like, have a long-distance relationship if I don't at least meet them first. Even if I was, like, willing to, like, be more lenient, I would at the very least need to, like, see someone's face.
Austin that she's 13 years old in 2018, where Austin was 19 years old. When Buddy reminded him of her age and expresses how their communication was confusing due to the age gap, Austin replies by stating he'll stop if she deletes the messages about her age. So essentially he coerced this girl into hiding proof of him knowing her age in exchange for him not being predatory. In another situation, Austin would say in an art crew meeting chat in 2017 that he was with another minor called Cindy Fiora, where Austin was 18 years old and Cindy was below the age of 16 as confirmed in this chat.
You know, it's one thing. Oh, if it had been like a 17-year-old. Old with an 18-year-old, I'd say questionable morals, but not necessarily wrong from a legal standpoint. Like, but I feel that if you're like below the age, that unless you're like dating someone above that unless you're both above 18 and the other person is above 18, you shouldn't like date anyone who's more than a year older or a year younger than you.
An artist working for him asks if he's close to Cindy geographically, which Austin confirms that she is indeed in driving distance. Austin also confirms that he's dated this kid, but that she's different. He's then going on some creepy tirade about how he's saved this kid's life 7 times and how he's her therapist and she is his. Disgusting. For any worried that this deleted user isn't Austin, don't worry. You can see in this screenshot here directly after this conversation that a person called Oof shares a screenshot with Austin's online name intact, in where some guy says, "hurts," to which Austin replies, "If Cindy can handle it, so can you." The deleted user responds to this to confirm he is indeed Austin, as well as confirming the legitimacy of this screenshot. Austin would also go on to stream in 2020 where he was 21 years old and talk about a 13-year-old girl called Waffle like this.
Alrighty, I had a picnic. Ooh, Waffle's gonna love this. We got all kinds of shit. We don't have any phallic objects, though. I'm afraid she's gonna get mad at me. So let's take it. Alright, so I wrecked Bill Cosby's house because that's what Waffle would love to do. Oh, Waffle, nice of you to show up to my lovely picnic. Can I interest you in some pumpkin?
What's going on? Where's the camera at?
Me and Waffle are with the duck.
Whipping coffee takes 5 minutes to an hour.
Oh, you like coffee? Here, Waffle. Drink your coffee. Oh, Waffle.
Sounds so fucking weirdly sexual.
Would you like a sandwich? I know, I'm into reverse feminism. I made you the sandwich. Eat. Now let me shove this pumpkin
What?
inside of your ass.
That's bestiality.
We aren't even close to done though, as I could share how Austin tells a Discord group that yet another minor called Shaman, also known as a wild squirrel, was his girlfriend when he was 19 years old and she was 13 years old. Seemed like we've uncovered a pattern here. This same kid would also have many conversations with Austin where they would be intimate or talk pseudo-sexually with one another. Austin would talk to this 13-year-old in such a way to keep them close, and even is caught teaching this girl that other victims are crazy and that it's not predatory for an adult to be with a child. Oh, and to top it off,
Yes, it is.
he got NSFW of this kid's OC. Want proof this...
Well, okay, there is a, like, if it's like I can think of exactly one circumstance that I would not, like, immediately label someone as a pedo for saying they married someone with a significant age gap, but that circumstance is they're playing the Crusader Kings games, and those were about, and if you've never heard that franchise, basically it's like a grand strategy game set during the medieval times. Yes, it's by Paradox. Why do you ask? And if you don't know, that sort of thing happened all the time. Am I saying it's right? No. Oh, I'm just saying that's the one circumstance. Yes, but other than that, unless the example I used earlier that's the case, then I would not approve. I mean, maybe if it was like robot, but that's an entirely different can of worms.
Deleted user is Austin again? No problem. The censored version of this art was on the Striker Teespring store. Oh, and that wasn't the only time he ties predation to his Striker Dawson TV persona, as he used this same kid's OC on a thumbnail, scared, disheveled, showing her panties, on a video called The Quiz. It's actually disgusting. It makes my stomach churn.
Unless that's a true crime thing, talking about that particular crime, I would immediately, like say that alone should, like, get your video's age, the title alone should get, like, your video age restricted, and even if it was, you shouldn't put that in the title, is what I'm saying. And I'm guessing that's not like a, would you actually pass workplace rules about harassment sort of thing?
You think we're done? No, because this was just screenshots, and it's solid proof for the most part, but these were taken by young kids, so the quality of proof is never gonna be top-notch. Like, kids, during the time of being groomed, don't really know what is bad, what isn't bad, and yeah, so, it's not on the same level as having full exports, but, something that's nice and close is probably Austin's own words. Despite me already going over several examples of Austin going after kids in their early teens, I haven't even gone over all of them. Far from it. I did want to leave one for another section, however, as this one has some of the most damning proof of Austin being malicious and actively predatory. A 13-year-old called Mythical, yes, another 13-year-old, is a kid who is seen frequently sharing NSFW of their character at the request of Austin. Even Austin is seen sharing it. So, at some point, Mythical was caught talking to Austin online by their parents, and there was a very telling email correspondence between the two. The first email is from Mythical, detailing how she's grounded and how her mum wants to know what kind of 19-year-old boy made them put words and thoughts in their head, before breaking down in tears over it. Since this kid was 13 at the time, they didn't understand that their mother was doing the right thing by blocking her internet access. It's just sad. Austin responded by immediately sowing seeds of doubt in this kid's head by saying things like, "Your mum's trying to be concerned, but she's clearly set on blaming me for something I've never really done. Poor girl's been successfully..."
I'm pretty sure that counts as
Austin's a good
victim
guy.
blaming.
That's what does to you. I remember being 13-year-old myself, being so attached to the man to the point I would try and contact him too. Obviously now, as an adult, I realised just how messed up he was. Now, Mythical's mother sees these emails later on and responds with, "Thank you for proving my point of your disregard of any refusal to not have any contact with my daughter. I do not have remote access, but I do still have access which overrides your program you want to disable. And you even suggesting to have this minor go behind her parents' backs. You are an adult, and nothing you say more will help your continual contact with Mythical. I will notify her school that you suggested her use of school to contact you." It seems Austin didn't see this email first though, as Mythical herself also sent an email to warn Austin that her parents had found the feed that he had on full display, and shares with kids like Mythical. Austin responds with, "Now clear out all DMs with me so I can change my name." This is the thing that makes victims of his struggle with proving the as this is a common tactic of Austin. He's been shown already earlier in this video pushing for the 13-year-old bunny to delete her messages, and now he...
You know, I remember reading that you can never truly delete something from the internet, and I have to wonder, does Austin not know about that rule? Because I learned about it at a pretty young age. Like, I think I was in like 5th grade, maybe middle school at the latest, but I knew it going into high school.
He's asking the same for the young Mythical too, which is also why I'll see Austin changing his Discord name or deleting his entire account. Will be shown even more very shortly. Before that, I want to show you all how brazen and gross Austin is. Mythical's mum responds to Austin's request for her daughter to delete all her messages so he can fade into the night by stating she'll use his IP address to track down and continue to report him. Slay Queen. This man responds to her with this email that I'll read chunks from. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I'm not telling her to go out of the way to contact me, but if you actually listen to her for once, you probably won't be feuding with me right now. Open your eyes and clearly see I'm not doing any crime that you claim I'm doing. You consistently made a big deal out of this and act like I'm forcing her to listen and contact me, regardless of the age, mental state, or anything that makes me remotely different. I'm an understanding individual. Mum or not, you're the one taking that away from her. And just in case Mythical is reading this, this is proof I'm not the one being unreasonable here. All of this was sent by the very same email account listed on Austin's channel. What was also sent was a voice memo from Austin, just in case you need some further evidence.
You know, I have like more than one email account, but both of them are in my real name, so that's the reason why you don't see a business contact info. Never mind the fact that I don't think anyone would be trying to reach out to me for sponsors at this time. But when I do get to the point where I could arguably see someone wanting to get in contact with me, currently, if you want to like reach out to me about something, just message me on Twitter. Or is the best way, but once I get to the point where I do think people could start like reaching out to me, which will probably happen at some point when I like start hitting like 4 digits, and definitely will happen when I hit 5 digits worth of subs, of course. Of course, not like IRL age. I wonder if we'll ever have people who can like get it, who live into their hundreds or even to their thousands and to their hundreds or thousands. Anyways, I'll probably think of something then.
To show this was Striker Dawson TV. This won't be the last recorded call of him, as there are more, with some being more damning in fact, but there's something particularly sinister with this one.
So you probably know me as the kid, the 19-year-old boy that you think is, putting ideas in your child's head. Now, before we start to get into depth, I want to make sure 3 things. I'm not the one that's going to force or harass you. I'm not here to force your kid to do anything. I've yet to do any of that, and I don't influence her decisions. I just support your child altogether. We're not, like, here to make your child hate you. We're not telling her to. She's just really conflicted. So let me just try to break it down as much as possible. Now, the main problem that Mythical, whatever you want me to call her, the main problem she's suffering from is a disconnect from you, the mother. Now, I'm not going to sit here and doubt you. I'm not going to sit here and, insult you, because that's not what I'm about.
Okay, wait a second. Striker is saying that the problem is that Mythical, I believe her name is, has a disconnect from her mother. But it seems to me like he's trying to keep, like, her disconnected. Like, I don't know about you, but wouldn't the most logical thing be for Striker to just leave by his own logic?
even after the episode where you claimed I was being too friendly towards your child, even after the whole argument we had on Discord for like an entire day, I don't have any grudge against you. And you also might think I'm a little immature. Yeah, I can be immature with my humor, and when we record...
You know, I will say one thing to be fair to Stryker, or people are more likely to assume bad things if they see a man with a kid than a woman, like, even if the man is the kid's actual parent. But I don't think that's a valid defense in this case, since, well, that's more like in real life. If as opposed to... well, you know, the internet. I'd say that, and it's a lot, that it's less true on the internet.
videos, it's nothing but stupidity and offensive humor, but that's just during the videos. And I can understand if you don't want to let your child watch my videos. That's okay, that's good, that's the parent.
You know, I actually believe that, like, a lot of the moral guardians are just really lazy parents, so... But, again, this strikes me less as as someone trying to be concerned and more like deflecting from what was actually going on.
Parental consent thing. But the thing is, Mythical is getting to the age where she wants to start being a little bit more independent. And I understand
she's
that
not
trying to be a
at
good mother
that age,
protective,
though.
because if my child, if I had one, was starting to talk to an older boy that's my age, I'd be concerned too. But I wouldn't automatically shoot it down as, oh, he must be up to something bad, or he must be putting ideas in her head, because that's not the case. We're just supportive. We're just asking her what she wants, and what she wants is simple. She just wants to be a part of a community where she can draw and animate. Was just a part of our community. She wanted to be, have fun, and of course, since I'm the boss of the community, she had to talk to me a lot. We didn't really force her to draw anything. We didn't, demand to draw anything. She just wanted to animate memes. And she asked me for some of my humor, so I gave her a few memes. Now, were they offensive? Yes. And I can understand if you feel like that kind of humor isn't for your child. When it comes to friends aren't supposed to tattle to their parents unless it's like they're in danger. And when she's around us, whether you like it or not, she's not in danger. We're not influencing our humor on her. We're not forcing her to do anything. We're not peer pressuring her. She's just coexisting with us, and that's okay. We all have fun, we're all having a good time, and I don't understand what the problem is. My advice, for which you don't have to take, you can do whatever with your kid, you can ground her for as long as she wants, but in the end, she's just going to come back and, try to be with a community of people. If it's not me, she's just going to find someone else.
It's revolting that he's there trying to play nice while also trying to make the mother the bad person. Furthermore, telling a mother of a 13-year-old girl with a learning difficulty that she should let her be more independent, aka talk with grown men about sex, is just creepy. Though, I think the worst part is here.
When a parent disciplines you and yells at you 24/7 and doesn't respect, that you have the ability to make a decision, that just kind of drives an emotional wall between you and your daughter, and it kind of is. I understand, you're trying to be protective, you don't think she's ready, but you gotta understand, your child knows a lot more than you're giving her credit for. She understands this mature, offensive humor. She understands, the birds and the bees and everything like that. She might not understand responsibility, fully. She might still be a child in a sense and might, not comprehend everything. But you gotta cut her some slack.
Imagine telling a mother of an autistic girl that her kid knows more than she wants her to, up to and including sex. Austin here is admitting that he, as a 19-year-old man, encourages this from Mythical. Right to this mother's face. It's just utterly disgusting. There's just no excuse for it. Eventually, Austin was confronted by one of the kids who he spoke sexually to, the then 13-year-old bunny from earlier. This call was recorded, and Austin admits to a lot of things, primarily his ERP, the fact he knew about her age, the fact he didn't care about her age, and that he sees Bunny as the problem for not being the bigger person and walking away. Classic predator behavior.
Because, you caused a lot
that's
of
another
trouble in the past. I've yelled at...
Or thing I don't get, like whenever or if someone says be the bigger person, and it strikes me as like they're saying caped. That's why the game froze up. To the other person, I say this mainly because, well, if you don't know, a lot of the Vatniks have been saying Zelensky should be the bigger man. I've yet to see anyone give an explanation as to why, and in regards to Ukraine, I've yet to see any of them explain why Putin can't be the one. Hell, I'd argue he should be, since, well, there's serious evidence to suggest he's suffering from Parkinson's. It's just that, in general, I see no reason why Stryker can't be the bigger man. And actually be the one to call things off.
Put them over you, and then you just kind of ditched me because you were uncomfortable. I apologize. I've said sorry, but it was literally just RP. It wasn't real. I don't know why you got so mad over it and felt so weird about it. It was literally just RP. Vale, Zebra, and everyone else understood that. It's just you at this point. Because it was a mutual friend of yours and Vale's that was trying to contact somebody to add me so they could, like, try to report me to the police for something that wasn't a crime. And the reason I'm dealing with this now is because bothering the police for something that isn't illegal is something that shouldn't be on their radar. Like, they need to go after people that actually committed a crime. Basically, what you're mad over is the fact that we RP'd, and you didn't have the courage to tell me that you were uncomfortable with it. Plus, they kind of told me about how you've done this before, and when I...
Yeah, but by the same token, you never asked if she was comfortable with it. Like it would be one thing if you'd explicitly said, hey, I'm open to this stuff, but you only approach me if you're comfortable with it. But as far as I can tell, that wasn't the case. Hell, he might have been the one to initiate it.
Put the pieces together, they were kind of right. You've been kind of a snake. And I was pissed because you were dragging random people into this, trying to show it off to a server, when all I did was try to get you, like...
Okay, now you're lying right there.
You're lying. I told you I just want to get away from you so it doesn't get awkward. Don't interrupt me.
Shut the hell up, my dude.
You shut the hell up. I was banning you from every server so you'd go away. You wanted to go your separate way, you go your separate way. I'm not going to sit in a server with you and make it awkward.
Tyler, don't get involved. Okay, this is actually really sadly freaking hilarious. Okay, so you're basically saying I brought random bullshit.
Yes, you brought some random person named Yulin into this that I have no idea who the fuck they are.
I'm actually Vale and Zebra, also known as person.
Yeah, they told me. That's how I found out.
Okay. Because first of all, he was just trying to help the situation because you actually seem like a goddamn pedophile. According to somebody, you actually looted a bunch of other 12 and 13-year-olds.
Not really.
Have you looted anybody older than that?
I mean, I loot people that are of age all the time. If you're trying to make it about your age, it has nothing to do with that, like, at all.
You are total bullshit. Oh my god.
So is what you're doing. You're bringing in random people into this. If you really didn't want to be involved in drama, don't bring my name up out of anywhere. Don't be talking about me, Zebra, or Vale. We don't want anything to do with you. You said you weren't comfortable around me. It's like, okay, go on your separate way.
Okay, before you start talking again, because I tried talking in between, this is why I don't like voice chat so much. Okay, so, let me get this straight. The reason why this is all happening, it's because of some petty drama. I know it probably isn't petty, but because someone talked behind someone else's back. This is the main reason why this is the conflict, or what is it?
The main reason she blocked me was because she was uncomfortable because I was lewd towards her. I told her I'd stop, I apologized, and basically she thought I was spamming because I was concerned or crazy or just like out of my mind or something, but I was spamming because she's really slow at typing, and I was wanting to go the fuck to bed. Look, but the point is, look, I don't hate you, and I'm not like talking shit.
If that's the case, why didn't he just say, you know what, I'm tired, let's continue this in the morning, and then just, like, not respond? And, like, that seems like a very easy way to end the conversation. Even if I give him the benefit of the doubt, this does not look good on him.
Behind your back. I'm not telling people shit about you, I told them deadass honestly, you didn't feel comfortable about me because of RP, you blocked me, and then we moved on. I mean, if you didn't want me to ban you from all my servers, including Zadie's, then why did you make it so awkward? I apologize. I said sorry. I genuinely care about you as a person, but when you're doing this, it makes me mad because it feels like you're stabbing me in the back. All I'm saying is, can we just please stop bringing people into this? Like, I already told Vale and Zebra, hey, you're not allowed to go after this person. Don't get involved with them. But Vale's getting messages from people saying that they're trying to bait me into doing something because of what we did. It's like, I didn't consent with you because of your age or anything. I'm not into your age. I don't do age play. That's fucked up and gross. I only did with you because I thought about you and cared about you as a person and I trusted you. And I just wanted, like, to boost your self-esteem, because usually it boosts a girl's self-esteem when someone's into them. And you're always calling yourself ugly, you keep saying you never had a boyfriend, you keep complaining about people bullying you at school, and I just wanted you to cheer up. I didn't want you to be sad anymore. That's fucked up. I used to be bullied in school, too. Like, I know how it is.
Plenty of people were bullied in school. That doesn't excuse Of course, most of them didn't become pedophiles.
It's not sexual harassment if you agreed to it.
Exactly. That's what I want to get to.
I did not you. I did not force you to consent. You could have just not responded and ignored me, because that's how it's like to take the hint, I'm not into you. I don't want this to happen. But I asked you, hey, are you okay with this? And you just lied to me and said yes. I didn't know you were uncomfortable. Bunny, look, listen. We can fix this, alright? Because there's no reason for you to feel uncomfortable anymore, because I told you, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore, okay? You brung your age into it, which I wasn't really considering your age. I was just considering you as a person. I don't feel comfortable anymore. I really don't. Like, I can like you as a friend. I can, you know, be the father figure if that's what you're into. Like, I don't really like talking about it because it sounds cringy when it's not in text. The thing is, I care about you as a person, and you need proper guidance, and I feel like I'm aware what I did was wrong. I should have been more careful and talked to you about it, and I'm sorry I made you nervous, okay? Do you understand?
Considering his age, I'm
not
kind of
here
surprised he's not
to
trying to
kill
say
you,
that this is
blackmail
fatherless
you.
behavior.
I'm not here to do that, okay? What do you mean snapping at your friends? I told her to stop, like 3 times. She didn't listen. I said, go fuck yourself. That's how I do. If I tell you 3 times to stop, that's disrespectful. And if you don't stop, that's even more disrespectful. I'm on a first-time basis. If I tell you the first time to stop, you stop. That's smart.
She's only 11, my dude. She's only 11.
I don't care how old she is. She needs to learn some respect. That's, like, part of growing up. Like, it's like...
Expect an 11-year-old.
I expect her to fucking listen. I don't care what her age is.
I would say more on this call, but it pretty much speaks for itself. It shows how callous Austin is, how manipulative he is, and overall just how little he cares about the people he's hurt. Also, to note, Austin does this thing where he calls the grooming. It's just a dumb thing he does consistently to distance himself from what he did, as, to my knowledge, thankfully, he hasn't met up with these girls in real life. It's easy for him to deflect from a fake claim than a real one. Or, you know, say crap like this on his public YouTube account.
Clarify this. I'm sorry that these women have the audacity to think that anybody would want to have sex with them. But I wish them the best, and hopefully one day they'll find the guy that'll properly arrest them instead of claiming that I would. You know, if you really wanted to be that bad, just find someone that actually wants to do it and stop accusing me of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a terrible person and makes it
What?
very known. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence that Austin is a deranged creep. It's almost as though he's proud of it, up to and including saying on a video about one of his victims that he has a fetish for black women, and then in the background, groomed black girls, called them the N-word, and his slaves.
What?
It's just an all-around disgusting shit show, and he knows it. Well, I guess Fursky isn't the only one with racism listed as their fetish. Kill me. So, with that all out of the way, what brought Striker Dawson TV to my attention in the first place? On the 8th of July, one of the victims, Bunny Queen, made a thread.
I'm going to turn down the music a bit.
Detailing how a server's moderation staff refused to remove Austin from their server. This server was owned by a 700,000 follower VTuber called Fillion on Twitch. It seems Striker Dawson TV, or Austin, was featured on Villion's VTube talent show. When Bunny saw this, they went to Fillion's server to warn them that Austin had preyed on many children. Bunny sent Fillion messages on both Twitter and Discord on July 5th. They have proof of Fillion being online and active, as well as encouraging people to message their Discord about server issues, but we could potentially chalk this up to Fillion's inbox being busy. So, Bunny reached out to one of Fillion's moderators instead. This moderator called Luong is responsive and pleasant to Bunny. There's just one part that's odd to me, which is Luong low-key dismissing being sent the drive of proof. The same drive that I've used to create this entire video, by the way. But they follow up with waiting on what Fillion wants to do. I find it odd because you'd want to know if it's a real or fake claim, right? You'd want to know if there's a...
Yeah, like, I could understand, like saying, hey, I'll investigate this and try and get in contact with Fillion first. But if she doesn't, leaves it up to me, I'll get back to you and we can decide from there. Like, I would say that would be a reasonable response, but not just outright ignoring it. Hell, I'd actually say even if you're drama averse, it's better to like deal with this early than like wait for it to boil over to something bigger, which arguably it did. I'm reminded of Turkey Tom's rebuttal to the allegations against Super Mega. I should probably do. Well, I did watch him collab with Destiny on it. I should probably do a reaction to that myself. I was apparently subscribed to Super Mega, but I don't remember much of their content, so...
a predator in your server, regardless if you're the owner or not. This is the last time Bunny heard from Luong, by the way, even after sending later 3 messages asking for updates. On July 7th, another victim of Austin's joined the server to also warn people about Fillion promoting a child predator. A moderator called Macroine called it drama and asked the victims to DM them to sort it out. According to Macroine, the first moderator Bunny spoke to, Luong, didn't forward any message along about Austin being an alleged predator. Bunny asks if there will be any action against Austin, to which this person flatly states, no. On top of that, the moderator that banned Bunny for bringing up what Austin did called all the situation cringe and drama, with Luong and Fillion both being active despite multiple messages from Bunny asking for help. This situation could be seen as neglect or not believing the claims about Striker Dawson, but it stretches past that with the amount of people being banned who brought up Austin's predatory actions. And literally all of them not even wanting to see the drive of proof, as well as an exchange between Austin and a mod of Fillion's. Hey, just wanted to ask if you're aware of the 2 people joining the Discord last night with fairly harsh accusations against you.
Yeah, this is kind of disappointing against Fillion. Then again, and the good news is that while I used to consider Fillion part of my top 5, well, you know the down the rabbit hole guy, Frederick Nunson? He actually became a VTuber, and since I was already a huge fan of his by default, he pretty much replaced her. I can still enjoy her content, but I'm a bit wary about... But if I was to, like, leave one of the Discord servers... or I'm part of... Fillion would probably be the first one on the chopping block. Not because of this. Up. There we go.
Trying to get you removed from the server. The mod team wants to know if this is going to be a one-time thing, or if they should be further concerned with future uninvited people raiding the server and starting problems with you or other contestants. Yeah, not one, not two, not even three, but 4 moderators from Fillion server had been more than happy to defend Austin. Not even Luong had cared to do anything, as they also been seen here being friendly with Austin and treating the situation as petty, jealous drama. So, let's break down the mindset of the moderators Gibbous has shown here. Gibbous, nor the other moderators, have been concerned about whether Austin had done any serious harm or not. Both Luong and Macroween have rejected even seeing the evidence against Austin. And even here, after more victims said something, they are just asking Austin if his presence will be a problem for them, not if he was guilty. Just to let you know, by the way, this Discord server is fully open to the public and isn't age-gated. There are a lot of children within this server, and the moderators have all but proven they don't care if a child is amongst them. I mean, apparently this is the norm in this server full of degenerates, as another Twitter user alleges that someone was making inappropriate sexual advances towards them in a VC, and the mods ignored their complaint and said there's nothing to be done. Yet they can ban victims of a predator with ease? Sounds like another Discord I know. On the 13th of September, after...
I do not know what Hopeless Peaches is referencing, but if Hopeless sees this, great video so far. Got into you because of your connection to Manga Common, and so far, this is a great decision.
After a big wave of backlash on Twitter, Fillion finally removed Austin from her community. This wasn't done due to anything more than being caught. It took a whole 2 months for these lazy, inconsiderate moderators to even think about banning a guy with a long list of child victims. I went into the server after the ban actually to ask questions, and I got instantly banned. So it seems like a cover-up to me, which is disgusting, and Fillion's Discord community is all but a microcosm of the issues in the current online environment that let people like Striker Dawson TV parade around with public videos like this.
But I wish them the best, and hopefully one day they'll find the guy that'll properly remove them instead of claiming that I would.
Without any repercussions, and with this over-bloated ego that deludes him into thinking he'll be able to just continue on as he has without thought. Striker Dawson TV, Austin, won't change. He's a creepy racist who's been predatory to many, many children. His history isn't hard to uncover, but the VTubing community he's injected himself into seems to care more about popularity than morals, up to and including being so warped as to see calling out a threat as just being the action of jealous nobodies. We need to do better, or we'll continue to see more creators like Austin setting up shop in more areas in our communities. Stay away from Austin. Stay away from Striker Dawson TV.
Well, that was certainly informative, but also a bit disappointing in regards to Fillion. I get that he acted this way because she just didn't... He strikes me as very drama-averse, like... If you don't know, a while back she got in some huge drama because she accidentally said the quote, "you're breathtaking," and attributed it to, well, George Floyd. You can probably see the problem there. Or, like, for the record, I've been pretty careful about, like what I say in regards to race. Like, for example, while I am open to the idea of doing, like, a karaoke thing, one thing you'll never see me do, a karaoke night, you'll never see me, for example, will include rap, unless, of course, it's of songs I've verified the lyrics to beforehand. But you will not see me include let me look up something. But, like, for example, you'll never see me include that remix of my word I can't say A by YG that features Lil Wayne, because, well, I would either have to use, like, a replacement word a lot, or I'd have to, like, get someone else who wouldn't have the problem there, since, well, if you don't know, I'm white. Although you could probably tell from my avatar. Although, that being said, I am part of a different minority. I am on the autistic spectrum. What should I react to? Ooh, I know. Striker's name was Austin. So I think that it would make sense. So let's react to another problematic Austin who, fortunately, YouTube did actually get caught. Although I will need to find my phone so I can turn on my Bluetooth lights. I thought for a second the graphics had taken a hit, but no, it's just rain. But anyways, if you're watching this on VOD, let's react to the tale of YouTube's most degenerate singer, Austin.
How many times have you heard a YouTuber say something like this?
At the time, I thought it was just fun and goofy. You know, I was young, I was stupid. I wasn't thinking clearly. Over time, I've began to see, you know, it was wrong, and I shouldn't have done it.
It's almost in the YouTuber handbook at this point. Eventually go through a massive controversy and then make the apology video. This can range from saying a bad word, doing a bad thing, or like Austin here, admitting to a crime that would see you sent to prison for the next 10 years of your life. But who was he? What did he do? And why did he think it was a good idea to talk about it on a video?
But I'm asking you to please put those opinions aside for a few minutes and listen to everything I have to say. And if by the end of the video you still have the same opinion, then so be it. But at least you will have your opinion based off of the full story and the truth.
In 2007, YouTube was in its infancy. There was no oversaturation and no formula people were following. No real path to making it a career. And this, like many other early YouTubers, is where Austin Jones started out. Passionate for music, especially what was popular at the time like Sum 41, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance, Austin would upload covers to these songs, which did have surprisingly good production quality compared to what else was available on the platform at the time. Some of these videos received what was popular at the time like no real path to making it a career, and this, like many other early YouTubers, is where Austin Jones started out. Passionate for music, especially what was popular at the time like Sum 41, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance, Austin would upload covers to these songs, which did have surprisingly good production quality compared to what else was available on the platform at the time. Some of these videos received millions of views, mostly from a teenage audience and mostly girls. Over the next few years, Austin grew his fanbase on YouTube, but also on other social media, and even began releasing his own original music. His viewership was never the highest on the platform, but due to the nature of his content and the fanbase, Austin managed to get many more subscribers than channels that released considerably more videos, especially as the albums he released gained moderate success, such as the 2014 We'll Fall Together that peaked at number 12 on the iTunes pop list. Austin became more active on then popular short-form platform Vine and started to tour, performing live, meeting fans.
I never actually used Vine, and also this is one of those cases where I never actually heard of the guy up until this point. I discovered this video. I probably would have become a fan of his if I had found out about him since, well, I was huge into, like, Panic at the Disco. Oh, during that time. Hell, Fall Out Boy was my favorite band, and for a while. There is more of a demand for... commercial and residential areas. I mean, for commercial and... industrial areas.
fans and selling merchandise. But pretty soon, something came out that made Austin much more famous. What could it be, more so than his singing ever could? Of course, I'm talking about the allegations. Starting in 2014, fans of Austin, mostly girls between the age of 11 and 15, started posting worrying messages on social media, detailing personal interactions with the then 20-something-year-old singer. These fans were mostly ignored, with other fans claiming they were just obsessed and looking for attention. That of course, somebody like Austin Jones would never talk to these girls anyway. That is until May 10th, 2015, where music website Pubfresh posted a report claiming that Austin Jones had been acting inappropriately with his young fans for the last few years, specifically contacting them on Facebook personally and asking them to twerk for him on video, even going so far as to send out videos instructing them on how to do it.
So this is like the first basic.
You know, I actually have a few musicians on added on my personal account on Facebook. I still have an account, although I barely use it. But most of them are in like metal bands and are aware that I'm a guy, so I would expect them to be either drunk or someone to have hacked them if I got a message like that.
Twerking. So this is what you do. You stand with your legs up high, you bend your legs, and you arch your back, and you arch it. You do it faster.
At this point, the social media internet star scene started to blow up with the news and allegations. Many fans didn't want to believe he was capable of what people were saying, and others were convinced this was just the tip of the iceberg. During the peak of the controversy, both sides, however, called for a response from Austin. But
I'd say that
he was
asking
silent.
for
Where was
response
he?
is fair enough.
On May 18th, 2015, Austin posted to Facebook, the first public acknowledgement of the allegations. To my friends, fans and family, I wanted to explain why I've been off of social media and have taken a break from my music. I've been in therapy, seeking help to discover why I communicated with my fans in a way that I have come to fully realise was not appropriate. The message continues with platitudes and ends, quote, "We as people are not made stronger from our successes, but by the journey we take through mistakes and misfortunes back to the top of the mountain. And that is where I intend to be at the end of this, at the top of the mountain, with a stronger sense of those who support me, a greater sense of self, and a greater connection to my fans. To those who have and will continue to support me, please know I never meant to let you down, and I'm doing everything I can, with the help of my family and friends, to pick myself back up and be a better person." Now this, of course, is an inadequate response, especially considering the gravity of the situation. Austin, a currently 23-year-old man, was not only going out of his way to message fans around the age of 14, but by his own admission, soliciting videos of entirely inappropriate acts. This was made especially worse as a response due to the fact that he continued to discuss the situation, downplaying it as not a big deal, claiming it was just a stupid pop culture dance and more of a silly joke than a big issue people were making, one that he claimed the parents of the girls were often fine with. Clearly, Austin's apology was nothing more than placation. Despite claiming he knew mistakes were made, he obviously didn't think the mistakes were that big, and so he continued his life, living it in the same way he did before. He left his home and continued his music tour. After returning, this is when he realised things were not going to go away. A Facebook post was not going to solve this problem, which is when he decided to post his Hall of Fame all-time classic YouTuber apology. In this video, he says some stuff that you're about to find out didn't age particularly well.
I want to apologize to any of the girls that I talked to and I asked to do that. I am very, very sorry. I shouldn't have asked you to do that. It was foolish of me, and it was wrong. I shouldn't have. This has been something that's eaten me alive for quite some time. The guilt has been piling up for months. I mean, it's constant guilt. And this is before it became public a month ago. This is something that I've regretted for a long time. I really did regret my decisions. I'm not only sorry I got caught, I've been sorry for a very, very long time. I am so much better than the terrible decisions I made when I was desperate for attention. I'm better than that. I've completely changed from all of them. I don't know how to show you guys that, but I think with time, you'll see.
This video ended, and with that, his response to the situation was over. The video was posted on June 28, 2015. Austin Jones set the record straight in his own words. What I didn't show you is that within this video, where he claims to correct the misinformation, he states the reason he did these things is because he grew up with hardships, like losing his sister, his father, his grandfather, which made him depressed, which is why he claims to have sought out attention from people.
You know, I'm reminded of how a dose of Buckley's video on how just back when like he was like kind of when Justin Bieber was ditching the clean boy image, whereas now he's basically a white Chris Brown. And how people were saying Justin was just acting like that because he didn't get the childhood. And I'm reminded how Buckley pointed out how there are plenty of child stars who grow up normally. He's citing the Harry Potter movies as an example. I'm bringing that up again because it's very relevant to this. I'd argue that it's a matter of how you grew up, not... as well as how you deal with that thing. Like, if he said, hey, I'm taking time off for therapy to deal with stuff I didn't know I had, I would say that would be perfectly reasonable. Not what he did here. Also, if it seemed like I'm not as shocked, I've seen this video before. I just figured it would be awkward to only react to like one video less than 30 minutes.
To validate himself. He also said this.
Nothing ever went further than twerking videos. There were never any nudes, never any physical contact.
I'm guessing
it
there
never
were...
happened.
Which did go against the rumours, but regardless, Austin would no longer address these rumours publicly and instead focus on building his musical career, which was somehow still progressing despite promoters and talent management being aware he had engaged in this behaviour with young female fans, which were predominantly his fan base. His subscriber count continued to go up, people continued to buy his merch and book tickets to his shows, people continued to buy his albums like the one that released in 2016, but 2017, that's when things change. That's when Austin Jones hit his peak in popularity and fame.
Currently, my Facebook page is unavailable, which sucks because I've got so many new exciting things coming up.
This was the very last video that Austin Jones posted to his YouTube channel, and what was coming was exciting, just not in the way Austin probably thought.
Thank you so much. I love you all dearly, and I will have some exciting news for you very, very soon.
1 week later, Homeland Security intercepted Austin at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago and arrested him.
That's...
I'll talk to you guys much, I'm sorry, but it's just because it's for the benefit of both of us, because like, I don't work like all the time. So if we just keep talking, I'm probably going to ask for videos on a daily basis.
Federal investigators found not one, not two, not three, but 4 clear-as-day examples of grooming between 2016 and his arrest in 2017. Though, of course, nobody knows how many more there were before this time, of course with the allegations in the public from 2014 and 2015, and dozens of girls coming out with evidence showing his attempt to do the same to them. It's clear there was more than just these 4. This was a message read aloud in court, taken from his Facebook Messenger account sent to Victim B, as in Victim AB, and then there's C and D too. Austin specifically in the chat logs tells Victim B to do things. I'll spare you the other messages because they are graphic in detail, but this was a running theme throughout Austin Jones' chat logs with girls between the ages of 13 and 16. He would always tell them to do things of this nature, including telling them explicitly to say aloud their age repeatedly throughout, over and over again. Say, this is my name, and I'm 13, I'm 14, I'm 15 years old. Roll back the tape.
There were never any nudes, never any physical contact. It never happened. I've completely changed from all of that. I don't know how to show you guys that, but I think with time, you'll see.
Remember, this man told people he would never do this, that it would be disgusting, and that people saying this about him were trying to ruin his life. But there was smoke, and it turned out there was a raging inferno causing that smoke. It also makes the Facebook apology read all that more sinister, where he states, quote, "At the top of the mountain with a stronger sense of self of those who support me, a greater sense of self, and a greater connection to my fans." This is, of course, not the connection fans were probably anticipating. Now, if we remember, back in 2015 when these allegations came out and he admitted to doing things of this nature, this is where everything should have came crashing down. This is where many victims could have been spared their interactions and being manipulated by textbook power dynamic predatory behaviour. But instead, music industry professionals used their influence to threaten anyone who spoke out against Austin. People like YouTube channel DFizzy, who came out in defence of the girls and attempted to signal boost the message about Austin, received threatening emails from adults who ran tours and music labels, stating they'd pull him off tours, he could defence of the girls and attempted to signal boost the message about Austin.
You know, it honestly sucks whenever someone gets punished for doing the right thing. If DFizzy is out there, I would love to have you as a guest in my stream. So you can... You deserve a second chance is what I'm saying. Oh, so that's why I wasn't getting any power.
Received threatening emails from adults who ran tours and music labels, stating they'd pull him off tours, he could go to prison, and might even get sued for slander if he continued to talk about Austin Jones in the way he was, despite the massive amount of evidence available at the time. These adults decided to pretend the massive number of messages online were fake, and this is despite there being videos of Austin talking to these girls, voice recordings of him trying to guilt, manipulate or shame the girls into removing tweets outing him for this behaviour. They were happy to keep him on, sell his merch, sell tickets to parents of teenage girls who would show up at his shows, go to meet and greets, and then he would add these same girls to Facebook and offer them modelling jobs. He just needed, of course, to check first that they were good models, and then this is where he began manipulating them. And if we remember back, the very last video Austin ever made on YouTube,
currently my Facebook page is unavailable.
He discussed his Facebook page being unavailable. The Facebook page he used not only for business, but to prey on his underage fans. Was this unavailable due to, as he claimed, cover music getting it flagged? Or was it unavailable just before the arrest to prevent him continuing this behaviour?
YouTube star with a large teenage following is headed to prison. A judge sentenced Austin Jones to 10 years behind bars.
Austin pleaded guilty to the charges. On May 3rd, 2019, Austin Jones was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison, with 8 years monitoring post-release. Austin was the classic example of a predator. He used his fame and the adoration of his fanbase to exploit them. He did so over many years, and the escalation of his behaviour was apparent to see. Even when aware the entire world knew he was up to no good, that he'd already been found out and would be closely watched, that what he was doing was wrong, he continued to not only do that, but get more and more bold in his actions. It's impossible to say how much worse it could have been if he would not have been caught at this stage. 7 days after Austin appeared in court, YouTube deleted his channel. His page received over 250,000 subscribers between the news of his arrest and the deletion, doubling his subscriber count that he had gained in the last 9 years. Fans still post his videos and pictures they took with him at tours, stating they know what he did was wrong, but he still has their heart.
You know, I would say that's ridiculous, but then I also remember every time I see like someone say free X rapper. Like, don't get me wrong, what Austin did was far worse than like any rapper. What any rapper did, but I say that because, well, long story short, I can't say to believe in someone. Although that being said, it's actually kind of worse, since at least the rappers like usually claim to like be innocent. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in or watching the VOD. Anyways, tomorrow we'll be coming back with Faith, the Trinity. Hopefully, I don't underestimate the number of days it takes me to beat this one like I did with Rosencrantz Gillette, which technically I didn't even beat anyway. Hey, but until then, I'm Andres Rebel, and I'll see you next assignment. Later.